Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the Losers Round 2 matchup between gunnerdude and Hooma. Hooma chose the map this time. It is Lowlands, which is a very popular map in the beginning of this tournament, and has since fell out of favor. I haven't seen him battle this one in a long time, but good to see it because it's a very good map, I think, especially for bows. And we have a lot of ranged action in this one. As you can see, both banners are blue here. There is a glitch sometimes where you get the wrong faction in replays. I'm assured that in the battle there was the red and the blue, so it will make it a little hard to watch, but since there's so much ranged action that will be happening, it probably won't be as hard as maybe it could be, at least not in Ricefield, a huge infantry blob where we have no idea what's going on. But I guess to talk about the status, because the armies are running toward each other quite quickly. We're over here looking from Hooma's perspective. He brought a bow hero this time instead of a bunch of bows, and 2 matchlocks as well, which I believe, yes, both samurai, maybe that sacrificial role we'll see like we saw from the bow samurai a little bit, along with some katana samurai, Yari Ashigaru up in the front in that spear wall, and of course 2 Naginata warrior monks. Over here for gunnerdude, we have 3 matchlocks this time, all samurai, a nice long Yari Ashigaru line, but not much experience, only 2 chevrons on most of them. 2 Naginata samurai here on the flanks, actually that's just 1, then 5 katana samurai, and a bunch of cavalry, but not a whole lot in the vets department. Very fresh there for gunnerdude. I believe it's the same story for Hooma, yeah. Both pretty fresh, so Hooma's a little bit more on the quality side of that bow hero, though already shooting. The range on those guys is just massive. Already shooting into the matchlock samurai, killing 3 in that initial volley. So it's interesting with the missile sort of, oh, what do you call it? Wow, I just totally drew a blank. The missile battle, as you could say, is interesting on this one because the river that goes right through the middle, it makes it hard to cross, and it's not a very good angle to attack up, as you can see this hill, so it makes a very precarious position. That's why most battles actually end up happening on this hill way over here on the east side by this archery dojo. At least cavalry battles do. Usually don't see battles happening along the river, but we just might have that in this one. Matchlock Samurai getting pounded for Hooma here, down to 50 men out of 90. The next, and I think it's the rapid reload is active, and Hoomas are not firing back. At least they haven't gotten any shots off yet. 10 men lost in that volley, so just hammering the matchlocks of Hooma right there. The cavalry is coming up to sort of check that and maybe chase them off the field, but the Yari Ashigaru is going to respond as well. So Hooma's once again in sort of a bad spot, as the missile troops here can just completely devastate him. He does have that bow hero, but if he loses his matchlocks, he's going to be at a big skirmish disadvantage, because the matchlocks will be able to counter skirmish quite effectively. That one bow hero won't be able to kill him fast enough before those matchlocks do a lot of damage. So it is very dangerous for Hooma right now. Speaking of dangerous for Hooma, what do we have going on over here? A bunch of cavalry coming in, and there's a bit of a fight going on here, and it's possible to tell which units are which. But the Naginata monks are going to come up and support Hooma's cavalry. Looks like 4 units of cavalry. Yes, all of gunnerdude's cavalry are coming in right away, so Hooma does have another chance, just like in the last one, to take advantage of early cavalry action to get an advantage. But a Great Guard's running up, and looks like he's going after the general maybe, but actually just going to go right into the Katana Samurai. Big downhill charge. Absolutely huge. That had to have killed so many men. Let's take a look. 30 men killed in that charge and already down to red morale. Using the mini-map to judge, it looks like gunnerdude's cavalry did take quite a bit of damage there, and Hooma's is still alive. So it's very close here in the cavalry department. There might be a slight difference in the banners. I think, yeah, Hooma has a yellow outline and gunnerdude's has a red outline, so that will help a little bit. But it's going to be pretty tough. Anyway, but you know, you can't help it. It's a glitch. Not much you can do about it. So gunnerdude's cavalry is actually pretty much fine back there. It looks like Hooma lost this cavalry engagement. Great Guard coming over, hit the Katana Samurai to stop that building being captured. If he controls the farmhouse, that'd be pretty bad. But Hooma did manage to capture the archery dojo, so that could be huge with his bow hero. Who knows how much damage he'd be able to do. Matchlocks for gunnerdude. Maybe a little bit of an error there as they're just walking across the field. Maybe accidentally ordering him. He meant to fire, so that's a micro mistake that could end up costing him dearly. This matchlock advantage could have been absolutely huge, but it seems like he's kind of wasting it. Maybe focusing all his time on the cavalry and just forgetting about his matchlocks, which could just be absolutely destroying the front line of Hooma right now. Another cavalry charge for the Yari cavalry of gunnerdude. Down to 14 men, looks like it will be cleaned up, so Hooma did take another infantry hit right away, but it did lure in some cavalry and got him off the field, which is pretty good right now. The Yari Ashigaru are redistributing themselves to keep the cavalry away. He's gonna, if he advances here, he's going to have to advance very carefully with that shell of spears constantly guarding against this cavalry because there's so much of it. And one of it's going right for the general here. At 28 men, actually stops to face the Great Guard to get him to stop, and then keeps moving behind the Yari Ashigaru. So a little bit of micro magic there for Hooma. Still at 23 men on his generals. This early cavalry action is doing quite a bit of damage, but hasn't struck a fatal blow yet. Even though he has lost a lot of his cavalry, which is pretty bad at this point. But Great Guard once again is actually doing a pretty good amount of damage here. This Yari Ashigaru is at 113. This Katana Samurai is at 94. Actually done some damage here with these big charges and just pulling out. The Great Guard here is still at 48 men, so Hooma is doing some damage of his own. These little attacks here could prove to be huge. Yari Cavalry getting a front charge right in the Nodachis, but not killing very many. Only 5 killed in that initial charge, and the Yaris are actually getting the worst of that. Might be the matchlocks having something to do with that, getting those shots off. So the cavalry is just sticking in the melee attack here and trying to get in to do some damage, but they're running right into spears. So Hooma's holding out quite well against these early attacks. And while he's taking some damage, he's guarding against that death blow, which is so important. Sometimes accepting losses can be a good thing as long as you don't take that fatal blow. I believe there's something about that in the Art of War, about how, you know, good generals don't try to protect everywhere, just the important parts. I think it was in the Art of War. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've read that. Once again, this Great Guard is nice and spread out, doing a lot of damage, hitting so like 3 or 4 different units all at once. It's got to use them, use every charge to its maximum effectiveness. This Katana Samurai is at 66 men, so much damage. Naginata is at 109, still in pretty good shape. Yari Ashigaru is at 96, so doing a very good job here with this Great Guard. And all the while, that bow hero has just been hammering the front line of gunnerdude. Matchlock Samurai is at 72 men. Maybe start shooting it in general with that armor-piercing ability. In fact, if he could start doing it early, he might have caught gunnerdude totally off guard and just completely sniped the general unit with the bow hero. It's the best unit to do it with their armor-piercing and just their plain accuracy. Matchlocks are getting worn down here. I believe, yeah, Hooma has some matchlocks of his own. I might be counter-matchlocking right now and moving them up to do some skirmishing, because he's got to do a lot of damage here before this battle starts. Because he just... It's going to be hard for him to turn this infantry battle, though he does have that spear wall. If he can get a run against the Yari spear wall, he could potentially outgrind this battle almost like he did in the last one. Great Guard, what a hero unit here, which if Hooma wins this one, it's going to be this Great Guard that did it. It's still a 39 men, killing so many men. I'm interested to see what their body count is at the end of the battle. Remind me to do that, even though you can't, because when you're watching this, it'll be in the future. Katana Samurai, another big charge, killing 20 men there in that charge. Great Guard still 34 men, only lost 5 of their own men, so gunnerdude seems to be not moving out maybe, but reorganizing as Hooma is satisfying his designated attacker position with this bow hero and Great Guards. Actually, maybe a really good idea to bring a bow hero on this map when you're the attacker, because you can just sit across this hill and sort of force the enemy to attack you with that bow hero, or at least back up into a bad position of your own. Great Guard moving here, maybe try and stop him in the water, because it's not going to be a very good charge being in the water. Maybe he's trying to stop him. Maybe not. I was thinking if you could maybe catch him on this little hill on the river, you could maybe get a very good infantry engagement off. So here's where it'll be a little hard to cast, but just remember, the orange outline is Hooma, and the red one is gunnerdude. We'll do our best to see what's happening. Matchlock's getting a nice punishing volley off into the Katana Samurai, so both sides have really been bloodied on this one, and both sides are pretty much out of cavalry. In fact, now they are out of cavalry, so it's going to be an entirely infantry battle. Yari Ashigaru once again not in spear wall. So maybe that's a good thing, making him run up there. He brought a lot of Yari Ashigaru, invested a decent amount of Koku into it with a few experience points. There's already some wavering here. That's from Hooma's Yari Ashigaru. Wavering all up front here. We heard the rally pop up for Hooma, so investing in this one. The Yari Ashigaru have rallied. The matchlocks are pulling back. Maybe they can get a good angle off on this little hill right here. Some of these hills in this game are very subtle, and you have to be very careful. Something that looks flat, and it's actually a good firing angle. So the Nodachis are bonsaiing right into the Naginata. Once again, gunnerdude is getting clumped up a little bit, so these Naginata monks could be able to fan out and flank here, even the general, who's still mounted at 15 men. Katanas are being patiently deployed on this hill and waiting to go in at the right moment. So there's some wavering here in the center, so I think if I were him, I think I'd push my Katanas right through the center here, or maybe a Naginata monk that's sitting here in reserve, and pop that war cry and try and punch a hole right in the middle. Well, this could be a big mistake, because gunnerdude has put his general to stand and fight right in the thick of the melee blob. So if this center collapses here, Hooma can capitalize on that and kill the general. The matchlocks over here recovering this flanking action. They won't do that much because they'll get one good volley off, killed on 19 Naginata monks. But he will be able to flank around here. So all Hooma has to do is just survive and hold out long enough, for his infantry to get in here and flank a little bit. The rally has officially gone away for Hooma, but the war cry is active, so he's just got to hold out a little longer. The Katana Samurai are trying to get around here. It's going to be very close. He still has a bit of a Yari Yashigaru spear wall, I believe. Maybe they're all gone. They are. It's going to come down to just this Katana Samurai. Hooma's general is in stand to fight. It's going to be very close. The Naginata monks are coming in to join it. And once again, we're going to have probably swords acting as cavalry to try and win this. Oh, but a Katana Samurai from gunnerdude is going to break off and capitalize on this Katana Samurai and keep him from reaching the melee battle. So it looks like gunnerdude is going to pull out game number 2, down to 0-1 in the series on Hooma's home turf. But there is still this Naginata monk left. The general has remounted. Hooma's not giving up at this point. As who is this? A Katana Samurai, 49 men, is trying to hold down the fort. And now gunnerdude is getting a little bit clumped up. The general for Hooma has remounted, so they're all in this big blob. There could be a big charge here. Hooma's not out of this yet. Here's a big charge into the Katana Samurai. We're going to see some wavering. Naginata warrior monks have joined the fight. They get a war cry. We saw some unit rout. Don't know which side it was. I think it was, yeah, it was for gunnerdude. As this Katana Samurai is still alive. Actually, it's Nodachi. So Nodachi and the Katana are holding. The warrior monks are joining the fight, and a Katana Samurai. So gunnerdude's all bunched up here. He's in red morale as well. Another charge from the general. Hooma could turn another game around and pull out a very exciting comeback victory, just like in the first one. Twice in a row. Just excellent here by Hooma. So much wavering. And now Hooma has a numerical advantage. His bow hero is actually in the melee as well. And all the units are routing for gunnerdude. They got so bunched up. Those charges were able to hit them all at once and cause a mass rout. And now all that's left is the general. Oh man, Hooma turned that around and wins it. He's going to take, he does it officially, takes the series 2-0. What an exciting game. He looked like he was so out of it with having only a couple ragged units on the field, but the last second reinforcement pull it out, and Hooma gets the win. What a great battle. I'll see you back on the main menu. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we can classify that as the best comeback in this tournament. I don't think we've had a game where someone was so far down and came back and won it. Even that first game was a great comeback. Just 2 great comeback wins by Hooma. It was really impressive. What a lot of fun to watch. I was going to watch or see the statistics on that hero Great Guard. Look at that for Hooma. Those Matchlocks got 100 kills. That Nodachi there got almost 200. Bow Hero with 129. This Great Guard, 261 kills. Just individual heroism on these units. Those last-ditch Nodachi and Katanas that held the line. The reinforcements right at the end. Of course, this Great Guard, the Bow Hero thinning out the ranks of gunnerdude. Gunnerdude not too shabby on his own kill count. 2 very close battles, but it's Hooma taking the series here, 2-0. And I'm very glad that we actually got to see this series because it turned out to be a great one. One of the better ones so far, I have to say. Definitely the best comeback there in the second game. I know it's a little hard to watch, but thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next match.